frustrating. And, I guess I gotta rename the whole segment. I guess it needs to be just Sci Flights or something like that. Unless I come up with something else, I think that's what we're gonna roll. Not that that's important. It's too bad. Like Wednesday night flights kind of rolled off the tongue, but especially with potential workload changes coming up, I might have different days off soon. Wednesday might not be the thing. So, in any case, welcome. This is where we're going to play some casual Star Wars X-Wing miniatures. League play hasn't even been announced yet for the upcoming Classic League, so we're just kind of dinking around, having a bit of fun, but also getting a feel for some different ships we haven't flown before, seeing if certain builds work. If we come up with some kind of theme, we'll go along with that. Today, I don't know if it's the build I'm actually going to use or not in League play, but something that's interesting. It's based off of the new Rey pilot that came out in Heroes of the Resistance. I've been trying to figure out what I like to pair with her. Initially it was Poe, but a lot of people were in Poe. X-Wings in general, I'm not a fan of just how they fly. I like things that are a little bit more, will have a little more tricks to them. X-Wings are pretty straightforward, and it makes them more predictable, and I dislike predictability. So I've paired her with Nora Wexley. I've never flown an ARC, but it sounds like fun, so we're going to try it. We'll see how it goes. And actually, tip of the hat to my buddy who recently flew a similar kind of list. We have both the pilots anyway. Our upgrades are slightly different, but he's the one that kind of got me thinking about Nora to go with Rey instead of Pearl or Corn, the more standard kind of thing. So let's take a look at what we're doing. I'm also going to turn down the music because I'm sure it's a bit loud. That might be better. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So, I'm gonna move everything off. Oop. That's not what I meant to do. Need pieces, and I will move those off the screen here so we can see what we're doing. Okay. So, of course, if we're gonna be using Rey in the Millennium Falcon, we need the Millennium Falcon ship with Rey. Bam. And ship guard and dial. So Rey's pretty cool. She kind of had me thinking about how to pair her for a while since she was announced. She comes in really agile, large base ship with a nice big arc. You can see the big front arc on it. On a large ship, it just makes it so much wider. And what's nice about that is Rey's ability triggers based off of her firing arc. If I can get the guy I'm shooting at in her firing arc, she can re-roll up to 2 blank results. Now, that doesn't sound super strong, but I mean, it's basically a target lock, right? But what's nice about it is that it's free. I don't have to think about it. I can just do it. If I was stressed or something like that, or I decided I needed to focus this round, I don't have to worry about it. I didn't target lock because I didn't need to. Kind of makes one of our actions moot, but it does make the choice portion of everything a little simpler. Alright, so we've got Rey, and then we need Arc 170. Where's the little tab? There we are. Alright, the Arc is an interesting ship. It's a small base ship, but you can see it's got front arc and a rear arc. Makes it able to run away without losing the ability to shoot, which is really nice. It gives it a whole nother 90-degree section that the enemy does not want to fall into. So it makes trying to attack and come in at safe angles a lot harder for our enemy. So, we need a dial and Nora Wexley's card. So Nora Wexley is a little bit interesting. Some people kind of discounted her ability right at the start when she first came out. A lot of people were pretty disenchanted with the Arc 170, myself included. Basically, her ability is when attacking or defending, I can spend a target lock in order to add a ship, add one focus result to my roll. And it's not changing something to a focus, it's adding a focus. So my 1 die agility now becomes 2, essentially. I just need to have a focus token on me. Okay, we can work with this. I've since snapped a light on in the top of my head here. So how are we going to make this work? How are we going to make it function? Alright, well, the first thing we need is we need to put on the Millennium Falcon title. We actually have a new one that came out with Rey that allows us to, when we do a white 3-bank maneuver, we can actually take a stress to flip around. The timing of this is what's the important part, is that I perform the maneuver first, and then I can choose to take the stress or not, and flip or not. It's nice. Rey's naturally at a pilot skill 8. We're going to fix that, however, just to make sure she gets a good view of the board and she knows exactly what she wants to do. So it's a pretty strong move, because I can now not just go straight and turn around with a K-turn, I can sloop to the left or the right and turn around. It really helps keep people in arc if we need to. And we also need to throw a title onto Nora, which is called Alliance Overhaul. So you can tell I've never flown one, because this is an auto-include on any arc. You might as well just take it. 0 points. And let me make sure I'm reading it accurately here. But basically, if you're taking out an arc, there's no reason not to take it. There's no negative to it at all. When attacking with primary weapon from your primary firing arc, you may roll an additional attack die. It's going to change our 2 attack to a 3 from the front. When attacking from our auxiliary firing arc, which is the one behind us, you may change one of your focus results to a crit result. Now, if you remember, we can actually add a focus result, so we can always trigger that back one. Really nice. And then moving our 2-die attack from the front up to a 3 with this upgrade, and in addition, with Nora's ability, I can make that into a 4-die attack. We just need a way to change those focus results into hits. We're going to take care of that. Alright, next up on the list, elite talents. Like I said, Rey needs to make sure she's keeping in mind the state of the board. She wants to see everything that's going on. She's an 8 already. Pretty good. For those Vaders, those Soontiers out there, we're going to throw in Veteran Instincts and increase our pilot's skill by 2. So she'll be a 10. She gets to see everything unless somebody else took a pilot skill modification. There are no natural 10s. Makes it really nice. And then our elite talent for Nora. Actually, I don't see it on here. I have not added it to Vassal yet. But it's expertise. After we do this build, I'm gonna make sure that there's no updates or anything while we're searching for an opponent, and make sure I can't just add that on. So expertise, what that does is if I'm not stressed with Nora, I get to always change my focus results when attacking to hit results if I want to. So, pretty solid. We don't have to worry about focusing. As long as we stay unstressed, we can target lock to our heart's content. and activate Nora's ability. Really, really strong. It's a 4-point card. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it in this case. Crew. Crew's gonna be important in this one, especially with Ray. Ray's doing some white moves, but she's taking some stress with this title card. So we're going to put on Kanan Jarrus. We're going to scoot all this over. So we have room. We might even slide this down, so we can add another layer. So Kanan Jarrus, when a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 move. Wrong ship or move on. Yeah. After a friendly ship range 1 to 2 executes a white maneuver, you may remove a stress token from that ship. That's once per round, so I can't do it for both my ships, but I'm not necessarily flying them in formation. If they can stay close together, that's nice, but not necessary. So this works with the Millennium Falcon title due to the timing of everything. It's after it performs the maneuver. The Falcon title adds the stress after the maneuver, and I can now choose the order that I want to take those in, which means I'll do the white move, take the stress to flip around, and then activate Kanan, who just performed a white maneuver, and remove that stress. I could also remove something from Nora if need be. Very, very nice to have on Ray. Pretty standard. We're also going to put on Finn. Finn just gets to add a blank result when we're attacking or defending. I believe as long as they are in my firemark. And with Ray's ability, that gets to re-roll it. It's changing my 3 dice attack to 4 and my 2 dice defense to a 2. Or my 1 die defense regularly to a 2 die defense. Pretty solid. Crew for Nora. She's only got 1 crew slot, and she will be taking Tail Gunner. We want to make sure people don't want to come behind Nora. Tail Gunner is going to really kind of make them stay away. Tail Gunner, when firing out of the rear arc, we get to reduce their agility by 1. It's pretty solid. Especially when you're talking about flipping a focus result to a crit automatically. Nobody wants to take critical hits, and that really increases the chances that they're going to. Alright, next up, an astromech for Nora. Droid. Come on, mouse, work with me. The astromech that I'm thinking of taking with her is R2-D2. The ability to regenerate some shields with a ship that has only 3 of them, but it's got 9 health total, 6 hull. So while they're trying to chew through all that hull, I can start regaining shields, protect me from some of those critical hits that might come my way. So we're going to throw R2-D2 on with Nora. And the last thing for the Falcon is the modification. We're taking engine upgrade. Because Rey doesn't have to worry so much about doing her, choosing what actions to take. She's got those automatic rerolls. We don't have to take a target lock all the time. Sometimes we might need to just keep them in arc. I think it's stronger, just because of the offensive and defensive capability. Hey, what's going on? It's Rama. What's going on, bud? I haven't seen him. Sleep, kids, it's whatever. I actually work night shift, so it really is. I'm up anyway, so I figure I might as well start streaming Wednesday nights. I'm off, so it's the one night a week that I can just stream all night long. So we're gonna do some Star Wars X-Wing miniatures. I'm gonna do 1 round of this, probably take about 2 hours, And then I was thinking about jumping into, I think we're on Castlevania Dracula X. I think that's the next one. And we're going to jump into that after this match here. But I'm trying to practice because the next league season is coming up. And need to make sure I don't get too rusty. And try to think up some new builds, because I only used one last season, and granted I won my division, but you can't just let people know exactly what you're bringing. You gotta have a little bit of spice, a little variety. What are you up to today, Rama? Let's see. Next, where was I? Oh, engine upgrade. So it allows us to keep everybody in Ray's Arc. Very nice addition. Let's see, anything else I need to add? I need to add some torpedoes to Nora. That's the last little bit of our points. We have 2 left, and we're not really worried about initiative. We're trying to bid for it. So, because Ray's a 10, Nora's a 7. If she's going to be below somebody, she's going to be below somebody. That's just how it is. There's not a lot of 7s flying around. Usually they're 8s or 9s. Trying to design a throttle linkage for 260Z. Can't find a shaft supplier that has the correct type of rod. Okay. I know nothing about cars, so I'm no help to you at all. Just so you're aware. But that is pretty impressive, I gotta say. I can change a tire, I can change my fluids, but then after that, you're losing me. But that sounds like something that it's really nice. I mean, if you're designing a new part, that's pretty cool. Let's see, torpedoes. So I'm taking the flechette torpedoes. There's not a lot of options. Flechettes let us, if we, do we even have to hit? I think it's just after the attack. They get a stress, and I like automatic things happening to my enemy that I don't have to chance on dice. Yes, I don't even have to hit. So after we perform the torpedo attack, they receive a stress token if their hull value is 4 or lower. Very nice. So you might have to educate me on what the throttle linkage does. I mean, I'm assuming it helps with acceleration or something. Again, very ignorant when it comes to vehicles. Alright, so we just need some target lock tokens for both of our people. Anything else that we need? Chip-wise? No, I don't think so. We will also take... I think debris alright. With Kanan here, and we're not trying to perform too many reds, I think debris will be alright. Debris with us. I like taking some of the more weird shaped debris, just because it's harder for some people to fly around if they're not used to it. I don't like taking nice little circles. Not a fan. Alright, so Ray is going to be at Pilot Skill 10. Attack 3, Defense 1. Shields are... I think, is it 4 and 5 or something crazy like that? Eight and 5, even worse. Well, for our opponent. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Defense 1. Hull 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And shields. One less. There we go. that's it. That's all we need. We can leave the dials right here. Actually, I like them this way. And we'll move the ships to the side. This just helps us have a nice, easy start to the match. If everything's kind of just where it needs to be. Alright. And that's the build, everybody. So I'm just going to save this. Begin log file. And what I semi-started to name this anyway is we got Nora, we got Ray. It reminded me of the Do-Re-Mi, so I'm naming this No-Re-Mi for Nora, Ray, and me. Delete and undo and end the log file. So the only thing I might change is if there's a expertise card that's actually out there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in while we're waiting for an opponent. So that's the build, everybody. Log file is written. We just gotta find somebody to face off against. So with that, I will send everybody to the prep screen while I do the waiting, and everybody else can tune in when it's ready. Once we find an unwilling opponent. Alright, they'll probably be willing. They're logged in, they asked for the game, we give it to them. Anyways, we'll be off, and we'll catch you on the other side.